I know that we have several new members joining our Parkinson's Mindful community. Whether it's your first time today, your first time in the last month or two, I just want to say thank you for trying something new, maybe trying something different, and sticking with it. Meditation isn't easy. That's why we call it practicing meditation. It's the same reason why yoga teachers say they practice yoga, because it is challenging, very, very challenging to become an expert behind the practice. So meditation is something that we have to cultivate, especially mindful meditation. A mindful lifestyle, if you will. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes commitment. So thank you to everyone who continues to show up every Monday, even if it's not on a Monday, but you continue to show up some day in the week, finding the recording. I'm so grateful that you all have continued to practice, or for those of you joining us, have started to cultivate this beautiful practice of mindful meditation. So I'd like to introduce myself for those of you who do not know me. My name is Crista Ellis. I'm the Community Programs Manager serving the Florida chapter. I live here in Tampa, Florida with my kitty under the blue, sunny skies and sunshine of the Florida state. So welcome to all of you. We do use our chat quite a lot in this session, so feel free to make comments, ask questions, talk to your peers, whatever you'd like to use that chat for. Drop links, share your email, whatever. Use the chat for your communication purposes. I do encourage, if you're able to join us, to join on video. It helps me as the meditation teacher to see you all practicing kind of this exchange of energy, if you will, to just also see your faces across the country. Got some chats here. Feel free to drop in the chat where you're tuning in from. I am going to pose a question to open up the session. So find that chat box and we'll start with a question. Thanks, Brenda. Brenda writes, be thankful that we can enjoy this new day with blessings and joy shared with all of you. Thank you, Brenda, for sharing that. Felicia joining us from Chicago, Denise from California, Pat from Minneapolis. Wonderful. And Ben from Boston. I do want to share that I've spent extra time writing out our descriptions in our curriculum for the end of the year. So make sure you look at those reminder emails. Each session will be a little bit different. Might require you to bring something with you or set up the space in a specific way. So for example, our next live session will be August 2nd. And there's a note to bring your notepad and a pen to write. We're going to be journaling a little bit. Of course, last week, we kind of introduced this feedback option. Jennifer and I are really working hard to get an understanding of what resonates with our Mindful Parkinson's community, what doesn't. If you guys have things that you want to focus more on, like loving kindness, gratitude, imagery, body scans, pain, stress, this is how you'll let us know through this survey. So Jennifer will drop that link in the chat. She'll drop it now. She'll drop it later after the session. And once we close or whenever you're ready, you click that link. It'll open up a new icon tab in your browser and you can give us some feedback that way. Thanks, Jen. So just announcements. Next week will be our Spanish Mindfulness Monday. So next week, make sure you tune into our YouTube channel to connect with your meditation practice each Monday. And then we'll reconvene together in person August 2nd, not in person, but live online August 2nd. And we'll be talking about intentions, You can read the description to see what I have to write about intentions and see kind of a little sneak peek of what we'll be working on. So today's script and I guess you'd say idea for topic was inspired by my meditation teacher, Dr. Itai Ibzan, founder and director of the School of Positive Transformation. So I just want to make sure I give him credit for his guidance in today's session. So today's topic, we were exploring physical well-being. And I named it that way because I didn't want some of us to get turned off by the idea of the topic we're going to talk about today, again, which is confronting our relationship with pain. So many of us who live with Parkinson's disease, whatever kind of illness you might be suffering with, you're a caregiver, you have some different kind of chronic pain, even with Parkinson's disease, another disease that brings pain to your body and to your mind. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that relationship. Before we get started, let's get centered. And then we'll kind of come into this discussion and then we'll go into our practice session. Yeah, I see everyone rearranging. Good, so find your seat, find yourself laying down, whatever is good for you. Wherever you are, just feel supported, whether the feet are on the floor or the entire back body supported by the couch, the recliner, the sofa. Good, and then let's shrug the shoulders up to the ears, let the shoulders gently come down. You can close the eyes. I'm still here, we're all still here. Lift up through the spine, find length. We'll take a deep breath in and a breath out. Deep breath in and out. And then another breath in. With your eyes closed or open, doesn't matter, just depends on what feels most comfortable to you. Start to ask yourself, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Those emotions can be positive, negative. For me, I'm feeling tired, maybe a little confused. Recently embraced emotions of anger. For some of us, we might be joyful, happy, sad. Take a moment to identify your own emotion. How are you feeling? And take a deep breath in and a breath out. Good. Gently flutter your eyes open. And I'm going to give us an opportunity to share in the chat what emotions kind of bubbled up to the surface when you were given the opportunity to really ask yourself how you're feeling. So we walk through day to day, people asking, how are you? Oh, I'm good, thanks, how are you? But we don't really tell people how we're really doing, right? No, it's not much opportunity for us to get real with ourselves, to get honest. And so when we give ourselves that space, just a moment to really ask how we're doing, it can be a little scary. We don't really want to know how we're really doing. Let's just keep it superficial. I don't want to get into that deep stuff, Krista. Don't make me feel. Don't make me feel anxious and worried, joyful, disappointed, happy, achy, confused and sad, frustrated, neutral, perfectly fine, tired and happy, overwhelmed and lonely, hopeful, concerned. Robbie, I've got harried. If that is an adjective, someone please define it for me. Confused. Still feeling a little in a rushed state of body and mind because of my dental appointment. Didn't want to be late. Have to come down. Lack of energy, frustration, sad and worried, tired and frustrated. So you see here, reality of our emotions across the states seems to be that everyone is living in this positive frame of mind. But when we give ourselves this chance to really feel, we feel those true emotions. We give ourselves a chance to really be present with how we're feeling. Thanks, Annie. Annie writes, harried. Harried means feeling strained as a result of having demands persistently made on one. Harassed. So for those of you who didn't know, like myself, harried. Annoyed at outside noise, right? So I asked this question today because when we're confronted with a true question and we honestly answer it, we get a different response than what we superficially provide to outside sources, even to ourselves. We got a chance to get honest. And so today we're going to talk about how we get honest with our pain. So pain can overwhelm us not only physically, but mentally. We know this. We've kind of embraced this in our past sessions. When pain gets out of hand, it can become part of our identity or even consume our entire sense of self, having entire days revolving around the pain. I'll give you a personal example. Sorry, Mom. My mother, 10 years ago or so, had a total hip replacement. And she also suffers from 2 bad knees, both her knees. She's been living in constant pain every day of her life for at least 10 years. Those days revolve around the knees aching, the hip hurting, these muscles bound up around her femur bone that she just cannot get to relax. And that pain causes extreme exhaustion on our minds. Your very life becomes dedicated to your pain. And yet pain is something everyone wants to get rid of. So why does this happen, and how can you get your life back when pain has become so unbearable? In order to fully understand the true meaning behind pain, we must change our perspective on it and be open to new approaches. So this is the theme behind our discussions around pain, is changing the perspective. Today, we'll learn a new way of thinking that could help change your experience with pain. The wonderful thing about what we're about to discover is that you don't have to do anything at all. You just sit here. So let's begin. Today's practice will be a guided imagery practice. We have not quite explored that very much during these sessions. So embrace the challenge of trying to create an image in your mind's eye, okay? If you get distracted, it's perfectly fine. Come back to the concrete image that I offered or change the image. The important thing to do here is to try and come back to focus. Does that sound good to everyone? Okay. So what's going to differ in today's session is I'm not going to ask you to feel your pain. I'm not going to ask you to talk to it like we did last time. We're actually going to redirect our focus to something completely different. So let's begin. Find your seat, find your comfortable position, whatever you need to do to feel supported. And we'll start by taking 3 big, deep breaths, paying attention to your belly and your lungs expand as you do so. Get fully in and exhale, letting your body relax. And 2, breathe deeply. And let any worrisome thoughts just fade away. And again, fill up as much oxygen as you can. And then let that air escape from your body, relaxing even further. The eyes are open, that's perfectly fine. If it feels okay, maybe the eyes close. And continuing to breathe into your body. Allow your mind to drift and wander. The thought of a small fountain, little water fountain, ornamental, a small fountain. Imagine that this is the fountain of relaxation. It is built in a way that the water level is just waist high and easy for you to access. Maybe your fountain has a sculpture that the water comes out from, splashing around the basin. Or maybe your fountain shoots water up at the top of the structure in a beautiful way. However you see your fountain, picture it vividly, as much detail as you can. The sound of the water, the color of the structure. How tall is it? What grows around your fountain? You notice that the water is crystal clear, but it also seems to glow with golden light. You touch your hand to the side of your fountain and feel the way it's built. You feel the grains of the concrete, how sturdy your fountain is. You let your fingers slowly dip into the golden, crystal clear water. And you feel a profound relaxation it gives your fingers. Your entire hand melts into this healing water. You gather some water in your right hand and splash it onto your left forearm. You gather some more and cover your upper arm and shoulder with this healing water. The moisture on your skin is glistening in the sunlight, similar to how diamonds reflect light. The left hand dips into your healing water, cupping the water and soaking your right arm with it, right shoulder. This water is not only extremely soothing, but its appearance is stunning. You cup both hands together and gather some of this glowing substance in your hands. Gathering as much as you can, watching it slip through your fingers a little and spilling over the edges of your hand. And this time you bring the water to your mouth for a drink. The water touches your lips and is sublime. The water is heavenly. It nourishes you. It relaxes you. Take another handful and drink some more. Gather one more handful to splash on your face. The water seems to wash away all the worries you've ever carried in your facial expressions over the years. Notice how you feel. Notice how you feel. Really nice, isn't it? And we'll sit here for a moment, basking in this image of healing water flowing through our fountain of relaxation. Find somewhere to sit near your fountain, feeling free, clear, open-minded, hearing the water of your fountain. Maybe you feel the sun's kiss on your skin. Notice how you feel. Take a deep breath in and let that breath go. Let's take one more together. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, keep the eyes closed, whatever feels best for you. We're going to talk a little bit more about our relationship with pain. I'm going to give you kind of a metaphor, if you will. Give us a better understanding of how we react to pain. Well, pain acts as an alert. It's similar to an alarm, smoke alarm, wake up alarm, snooze alarm. When an alarm goes off, you understand what it was asking you to do and you turn it off, right? Imagine your alarm that's waking you up from sleeping. Once you're awake, you might press snooze 5, 6, 10 times if you're like me before you turn that alarm off. And then the alarm has done its duty. Pain alerts you that something needs attention. If you have a traumatic injury, the pain tells you that wound needs to be mended. But what's happening with chronic pain that continues for years and years and years, and this pain starts to consume your mind, is that the source of the pain is not being mended. And the alarm is constantly sounding, this hurts, this hurts, this hurts, this hurts. Our minds are very intelligent, as well as our bodies. When there is something important in our mind that we don't acknowledge, we push away, we don't tend to, the only option our mind executes is to alert the body through pain. So instead of thinking that there is something wrong in our bodies, ask instead what needs to be addressed in the mind. Perhaps you're working a job that brings you down, but you don't like to admit it. Maybe you are in an unhappy relationship that you continue to sit stagnantly in. Or you could even be in a very happy relationship, but you have allowed too many burdens and responsibilities on yourself in an attempt to please everyone but you. in an attempt to please everyone but you. Unresolved upsets in your life manifest as body pains. We've talked about this before, until you do something about them. They are alerts that you've gone beyond your boundaries and are not speaking your truth. So we started at the beginning of this session, and I asked you, each of you, to honestly share how you're feeling. You spoke your truth. So instead of asking what's wrong with your body when you experience pain, ask what in your mind is screaming for your attention. What needs attention here? What needs attention here? What in your mind is asking for your attention? What do you continue to disregard or push away? And once you know the true source of your pain, you begin to experience life in an honest way. Pain will disappear. Will only rise again as a helpful alert that truth and honesty must be expressed to yourself and to those who are important in your life. So now I'd like to ask each of you what it felt like exploring your fountain and how maybe this experience differed from other conversations we've had about pain. So this was definitely a different approach. And I hope that by experiencing this sort of imagery, that you feel like you have a different tool, another tool to help you live your best life with Parkinson's, with any other disease that you might be suffering with. I can't find my chat box. Here it is. Susan writes, warmth and peaceful, refreshed and relaxed. And again, it's okay to still feel frustrated, angry, tired. It's perfectly fine. Brought back pleasant memories of vacation. Good. You can even share what your fountain looked like. For me, I immediately imagined this fountain in my neighborhood that my neighbors never put water in. So I'm always running over there with the hose, filling up the fountain, and then it comes up out of the top. It doesn't like shoot, it just kind of like drizzles over the structure. But I think it's another beautiful metaphor is I have to continue watering my fountain, right? Oh, good. Marcy said it made me smile. Beautiful. Good, Doug. I'm so glad to hear that. Good, Phil. Yeah, sometimes I know before I started actually practicing yoga, I didn't really know the difference between pain and sensation. So, for example, when you do a stretch, like reaching the arm up overhead, for some people, this could be painful in their arms, their shoulders, their side body. For some people, you just feel the sensation of kind of opening and expanding. When you start to introduce yourself to your body, really feel into your body, you can become hyper aware of what's going on in the body and start to experience pain on a different level than you might have before. So Phil, maybe every once in a while, just sit in your body and breathe and just kind of scan the body and say, okay, what's going on with my shoulders today? Those feel good. How about the hips? And just kind of scan your body. Good, Brenda. Thanks for sharing. Yes. Pat says she pictured the big fountain at the beginning of Friends show. I love it. Yes, everyone knows the big fountain in Friends, right? I love that. Good, Farida. So I'm happy you fell asleep because that's an indication that you're tired and you took the moment to allow yourself some rest. Very good. Any questions about pain, our relationship to it? So moving forward into the second half of 2021, we'll have different themes. Mental well-being, physical well-being, intentions. I can't recall everything I planned at this moment, but we'll kind of address different topics. I did tie in some gentle yoga for us in some of the days when we're doing physical well-being. It'll be more mindful movement, definitely not a fitness class, so please come prepared to just really kind of sit into your body and maybe discover something new. So just look forward to, and again, read those descriptions because we'll need some things sometimes. All right. Good, no more questions. So now I'll jump into our mission statement and a few other things to share before I let you guys go. So for those of you who have joined us for the first time today, I just want to make sure that you have a good understanding of who the Parkinson's Foundation is. And every day and everything that the staff and all of our amazing volunteers do across the nation, we do it to improve the lives of people with Parkinson's disease. To achieve our mission, we pursue 3 goals: improve care for everyone with Parkinson's, advance research toward a cure, and empower and educate our global community. And by participating in today's event, you are helping us achieve one of those 3 pillars. If you enjoyed today's session and would like to continue learning more about Parkinson's disease or engaging with your Parkinson's community, you can join us. And I forgot to update this Wednesday, this Wellness Wednesday, we'll be having a webinar on a topic of Parkinson's disease. So make sure you check out our webpage at parkinson.org/PD Health. And again, just a little reminder of what's coming up in the next 2 weeks. Spanish Mindfulness Monday, next Monday. I'll also be on vacation, so I'll be enjoying some time off. And then August 2nd, we'll meet back together live for intentions. Explore the webpage to kind of get a little sneak peek of the description, and make sure you bring your notepad and pen. And here's our website. I always tell people, try to stay away from other websites if you're looking for peer-reviewed, expert-written information on Parkinson's disease. Visit parkinson.org or call our helpline or email us at helpline@parkinson.org. And that's all she wrote. Phil, I will get back to you. Jennifer, if you would write down Phil Clark so I can write back to him, who just asked me a private question. Okay, Jennifer writes, this Wellness Wednesday's Parkinson's 101. So if you're recently diagnosed or would like to share information with a family, friend, anyone who might be embracing your disease with you, Parkinson's Disease 101 is this Wellness Wednesday. Oh, beautiful. I thank each of you for embracing your relationship and maybe changing your perspective about your experience with pain. And we'll see each other again on August 2nd. I can't wait to see each of you again. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.